I'm psyching myself up, and hello, everybody! I'm a wimp, but I love horror. Best believe I've seen all of Watch with CT's YouTube videos, where he ranks the Final Destination kills. And you know I'm looking forward to his future video, where he'll rank the next installment of the franchise. But have I watched any of the Final Destination movies? No. Do I watch with my eyeballs all of CT's YouTube videos? Also no. I watch with my head down and my face covered like the fully engrossed and engaged horror fan that I am. So apparently, since I don't watch movies like a quote-unquote normal person, I wanted to express my appreciation for the horror genre by highlighting some Pokemon cards that are truly the stuff of nightmare fuel. But then again, I'm a wimp, so your mileage may vary on this one. Let's start with the obvious choice, Octillery from Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery. Those who aren't in the know might say, hey Tate, what's so bad about a lady using an old rod? To that I say, Basculin from Fusion Strike. Sure, the lady's fine. Don't think too much about it. Speaking of cards that tell a story, I don't know what Team Rocket's Meowth has seen or done, but it haunts him. The horror of this card is the acknowledgement that what you've lived stays with you, and there is no prison quite as terrifying as one's own mind. Up next, Gengar. Because of course it's Gengar. Some Pokemon were just made to be put into a binder of nightmares. Gengar and Hypno are definitely at the top of that list. We'll get to Hypno later, but I've always felt that Gengar had this overlap with mythical figures like Loki. Sometimes they're depicted as fun-loving, but a little mischievous. Other times they're twisted into something more antagonistic, like some deep and ancient force of darkness or nature or even evil. I think Pokemon Moon's Pokedex entry for Gengar really captures that duality. It apparently wishes for a traveling companion. Since it was once human itself, it tries to create one by taking the lives of other humans. As for specific cards I recommend, I'm a huge fan of Gengar's Lost Origin promo from the Sword and Shield era. There is just something so unsettling about this smile as he comes at you from this angle, head first, no defenses. Because of course he can afford that audacity. He's Gengar, and you're about to find out if you're his plaything or his prey. But really, is there a difference? Gengar VMAX. Gengar VMAX reminds me of rickety carnival rides and roadside houses of horrors. In short, VMAX is a funhouse fever dream. But if the alternative art is more than you want to spend, this version is awesome in its own right. Speaking of fever dream, do you guys remember that Drowsy? Tomokazu Komiya's art style makes me think of what would happen if The Scream and any Van Gogh painting had a baby. There is just a flavor of post-impressionism to Tomokazu's work that I don't have the artistic chops to fully understand or appreciate. But oh look, The Scream! Lots of the screams. While this unique art style belongs in a nightmare, Clefairy and Dreepy look like they're dealing with nightmares. On second thought, Dreepy might just be looking a little tipsy. But this Clefairy card has a sister, and it's the Hypno pulling her strings. I told you we'd get back to Hypno. There's something unsettling about Drowsy and Hypno, and it's certainly by design. While some Pokedex entries say it's extremely dangerous, and others say it rarely harms people, or even assist doctors, I think the true horror behind this Pokemon is not that it eats dreams, but that it represents losing control of your own mind because of an outside force. And to a wimp like me, that's terrifying. As for specific cards, I recommend Dark Hypno and the Hypno from the Aquapolis set. One gives a very eerie and abstract representation of what your final moments might be like right before the hypnosis kicks in, and the other shows Hypno sneaking through a window and actively chowing down on someone's dreams. And here's where I have a confession to make. There are so many more cards I would love to highlight for a Binder of Nightmares video, but sadly, I am but a pitiful college student with finals and deadlines. So if you would like to see more cards that I recommend for a truly terrifying collection of Pokemon cards, or if you'd like to watch me take another stab at illustrating a Pokemon in Junji Ito's art style, let me know by tossing my algorithm a bone or two. As I said in my short, I'm not unsettled enough. I think I can do better. Until next time, have a great day, guys!